Morning. My name is Jessie Keating. I'm the Development Director for Bivona Child Advocacy Center here in Rochester. I'm here today, though, not as an ambassador for Bivona, who knows all about child abuse, sexual abuse, and where to go, who to call when you suspect that a child is being abused. I'm here as a regular person who 4 years ago, before I was educated about it, came face to face with a case of child sex abuse. I was a volunteer teaching spirituality and religion at an inner city church in Syracuse, New York. Every Sunday, a 16-year-old girl named Shelby came to class preparing to make her confirmation. I'd been teaching teenagers for years and years and could usually draw out the shyest or the teenagers with the biggest attitudes, that kind of thing. My husband used to call me the teen whisperer. But I could not get Shelby to break. Every Sunday she'd slink into the classroom wearing a hooded sweatshirt over her eyes and sit in the back of the class with her art notebook sketching quietly. After some time, I discovered, looking at her arms, rails of scars where she'd been cutting. I discovered that she was taking drugs, and I discovered that she was bulimic. And I continued to work at a relationship with her. I kept asking her and kept digging, what's wrong? What happened to you? Finally, she began to talk to me a little bit. She hinted at things not being right in her life, and she'd run away from home a few times. One day, Shelby pulled me aside after class, and she made me promise not to tell anyone, and then told me that her 19-year-old brother had been raping her for as long as she could remember. She was so afraid that he was going to hurt her if she told. She was so afraid of what was going to happen in her family if she disclosed what was happening. And most of all, she was terrified that he would go to jail. I, at the time, had no idea what would happen if I called the police or if I called Child Protective Services. So a week or so passed. Every single night, I agonized over my promise to her to keep silent. Finally, one day, I made an anonymous call to Vera House, a battered women's shelter in Syracuse, and asked them for advice. The woman I spoke to encouraged me to call the police. She kept saying that I had to report this because every day that passed and I kept silent, Shelby continued to be victimized. She got pretty forceful with me, and I am very grateful for that. Because the next day I did call the police. An investigator who specializes in child sexual abuse met me at her high school, and we waited in her counselor's office as she was called from class. I was terrified to make the call, and I was terrified to see her face when she walked into that office and knew what I'd done. I felt that I betrayed her trust, really. And I'm not gonna lie, it was really, really hard. Her life, her secrets, her family exploded. But the abuse stopped. The brother was removed from the home. Vera House counselors swarmed around her and helped her start the healing process. Last year, Shelby graduated from high school, albeit 2 years late. She enrolled in a local community college to become an art therapist for children who are abused. She has a loving boyfriend. Not all is right with her, but it's better. My message today is this: pay attention. If it's obvious, as in Shelby's case, that something's wrong, or if your gut tells you that something's wrong, do not give up. Keep asking. Keep asking what's wrong. Keep asking what's happened to you. Most kids will never disclose their truth. I've since learned that only 1 in 10 sexually abused children ever speak their truth. We, as the supportive adults in their lives, have to reach out. We have to keep asking. We have to be brave, or they will continue to be victimized. If you suspect a child is being abused in any way, shape, or form. Don't wait one more day. Make the call. Thank you.